pastors at? Stuffing that, cash in that bag. Yeah. 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 From pimp to preacher. From preacher to pimp. So, you know, it depends on how you evolve, fam. From pimp to preacher. From preacher to pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfucker put down the, put down the cane, put down the pimping cane and picked up the Holy Bible. Yeah, I gotta get on them today, family. I know. Let me get some ice, y'all. Let me get some ice, y'all. We're in the house. We gotta do this. We got to do this, family. We got to do this, family. You know what it is. You know what it is. We're in the house, family. I know where all them scamming pastors at. Yeah, y'all know. They're going to be playing that Young Miami song up in church this, because, and all the scammers and the reverend going to come out there. Yeah, where all them scamming niggas at? Yeah, it's going to be the reverend going to be coming down the aisle. They're going to be go Rev, go Rev, go Rev, go Rev with your scamming ass. Yeah, go on, Rev. You've been scamming our ass for the last 30 years. You've been riding crocodile shoes, nigga, alligators, all the reptiles. Ostrich skin shoes, belts. The nigga got big solitaire diamonds on his finger. Yeah, see? I want to show y'all today. In love, man. I want y'all, this is not it's a mirror, family. I know some of y'all gonna get mad at me. It's for us to have a psychoanalysis, when we get to, because we throwing a whole lot of darts all over the place. But a lot of times we just have to look in the mirror, man, and call it for what it is, We have to call it for what it is. And so we want to talk about, again, one of the greatest scams, Yeah, I think that the song by Young Miami was a hit because it's really a lot of scamming ass niggas out here. You understand what I'm saying? It is. And that just exposed the fucking society for what it is. It's not the song per se, it's the people in this motherfucker that identify with that song, supposed to be of high morality, just like the preacher. He been scamming long before the song came out. I bet you that nigga probably somewhere in his Cadillac with the top back. You know what I'm saying? Got about 3-4 sisters that's how they do it. In the car, Big Rev, Reverend J.T. Money, Reverend Larry Love Bird, Reverend Larry Love, you feel me? And with the top back, bumping that Young Miami, because he's a scammer. They've been scamming the black community since the plantation. You understand? Since the plantation, they've been goddamn scamming the people. This is your FBA spiritual leader. From the pimp to the pastor, from the pastor to the pimp. You understand what I'm saying? Damn near the same ideology. Damn near the same ideology. That's why when the Rev come out, he got that big stinking lank and got that big ass long Cadillac, damn near half of a block long. You see what I'm saying? And you got all the sisters and say, let's pray, and then when you leave out with all the money from the church, and nigga, go downtown, get you some more diamond rings and shit and all of that. Been fleecing the people, man. But this is the ethnogenesis of FBA spirituality. You see, and I'm going to show y'all this, man. Listen to me. Because I'm going to keep saying this so when people come to my video, they clear on what a pan-Africanist is. I want motherfuckers out there to quit acting like y'all know you don't know what the fuck you talking about, nigga. Stick to these pimping preachers, nigga. That's what you, but you don't say nothing about that. That's what you know, nigga. And all these dope fiend niggas out here, that's what you know. And, you know, and all these niggas selling poison to their people. That's what you know, nigga. You don't know nothing about pan-Africanism because you ain't shown me one pan-African. You see what I'm saying? You want to scandalize because I'm showing y'all what they doing. This is smoke and mirrors. They not mad because what I'm showing you, the FBA, can I say this? This is just one dagger that I'm throwing. And I'm going to stay on it because it's a major dagger. FBA, the majority of FBA are Christians. And the ethnogenesis is this. The greatest spiritual system that was a part of the ethnogenesis of Black America, this is not to slander, this is truth, is white Christianity. White Jesus on the wall. I saw it. I saw white, not in my personal home. I saw it over a lot of family houses. When you open up that big Bible that you get, especially when somebody died, and they give you that big ass Bible, and you open that motherfucker up, and they always got that white Jesus knocking on the door and shit like that. Yeah, I remember that. So so when you talking about the greatest and the most influential spiritual system, don't try to, now that you got a little consciousness and you didn't went and slipped off and read a hoodoo book or seen a video about the hoodoo, that's in our consciousness of waking up. That's not the dominant consciousness. The dominant consciousness has been under white Christianity. It was the Pan-African community who woke people, Black people up to Black Christ. Marcus Garvey used to talk about it too. Black Christ, okay? And we ain't gonna be worshiping no white man. And you niggas in the church still to this day love, and y'all know this. So don't say no foundational Black American woke you up to no Black Christ. It was the and you know why they said that Christ was Black? Because they connected his blood to his ancestors in Africa, his lineage. And they show in his lineage and the fact that the Israelites lived in Africa for over close to 500 years. And then they was in and out of Africa. You see what I'm saying? So anybody that is a Christian or uses the Bible and have not analyzed that the Bible is really an African religion that has been tampered with, you see, re-edited, you see what I'm saying, and reintroduced to the world, you know, through the lens of white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? If you have not done, shame on you, nigga. You foolish. So you're not going to talk against Africa and talk against true Pan-Africanists who really, like I say, the Pan-Africanists that I kick it with are Nile Valley oriented. That means they study through the lens of Egypt. Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, John G. Jackson, J.A. Rogers, you know, George G.M. James, Chancellor Williams. You see all the great African scholars of the Pan-African community, Francis Cress Welsing. This is the lens. And so if that's the first thing you should ask a motherfucker that say they Pan-African. You ask them about the scrolls that they read. What books are you reading? Who are your teachers? If you don't hear any of them, then you ain't no Pan-African to me. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what they really want to scandalize the scholarship. That's really what's hurting their ass. Because that little shit that they talking about, nigga, what they talking about, the Haitians coming over here doing what? And you got this pimping ass pastor that been fleecing the black community for 40, 50 years straight, and you ain't said shit. You look at when you take all the collective of black pastors around the United States that been fleecing the fucking communities, that is the biggest fleece, one of the biggest fleeces of the black community ever, was that pastor on that goddamn corner. So you ain't gonna sit up here and tell me about no nigga that come over here with no flip-flop. Y'all niggas mad cause we got on your white Jesus, nigga. Y'all mad cause we got on that white Jesus who you love so much. You see what I'm saying? So anytime y'all, and the crazy shit is, you know how I know? Because I watch them. I don't say shit, I watch them. A lot of them say they going to church. They say they going to church. And then come back and talk and do videos on Africans. Even though the Bible opened up in Africa and talk about Eden in the Garden of Eden and shit in Ethiopia. You understand? That's a psychotic motherfucker right there, man. It's something mentally wrong with them people, man. Voodoo is, I didn't say nothing against voodoo. I personally go through Nile Valley information, spirituality, but any indigenous African tradition, I'm in alignment with that to a certain degree. Now, it might be some shit that I'm not dealing with. I'm not cutting no goddamn chickens and shit and dogs and shit and none of that. I'm not doing that. So, but some of the science and some of the Orisha, I'm in alignment with that. It's some rituals that I'm not in alignment with, and I could tell you that. So just all African, that just show you my pan-Africanism. You can't just up and say what a pan-African. I'm not down and ain't supposed to be. Y'all motherfuckers, I don't know what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers. That's just like, you can't do that. You can't have your legs wide open. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? You got to have some standards and shit, and so I'm not about no fit no cutting no chickens and all that shit and dogs and all. I'm not doing none of that. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. That's not my cup of tea. But a lot of it I can identify with and I'm cool. But I go through the pinnacle. I believe that's my belief. I believe the Nile Valley is the pinnacle. Is the pinnacle of damn near everything on the continent. You understand what I'm saying? And that's for me, So, but nevertheless, I rock with the Orishas. I do rock with the Orishas and give homage. You see what I'm saying? And I connected to the Nile Valley. But the Nile Valley is my central, what I call my primary thought, foundation of thought. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, but neither here nor there. A lot of these majority, if not all of the niggas that they keep saying pan-African, is not pan-African. You understand what I'm saying? At any given time, when they stop and they say, oh, they talking to a pan-African, ask them who they teachers, ask them who they studied under, ask them how long they been studying. Get to the bottom of that shit. Don't pick any nigga with no flip-flop talking about they pan-African. That's an ideology. Okay, that's an ideology. You got to be studying it, just like Christianity is an ideology. You got to go by the Bible. Islam is an ideology. You got to go by the Quran. You have to live by the tenets of Islam. You can't just go to Mecca and be a Muslim. Just going to Mecca alone does not make you a Muslim, and going to Africa alone, and that's all y'all niggas talking about, going to Africa, and Africans coming here, and y'all act like that's pan-Africanism. That is not pan-Africanism, nigga. Wake up. Wake up. Yeah, wake up. But anyway, family, I'll see y'all in a minute. Make sure y'all click that link down in the video description. Get over to my page, Patreon, generalseti, 2 Raw for YouTube. You already know what it is. And generalseti, Etsy, 1 stop. Get over there, get that classic material HD for your family. You already know what it is. Black Pop.